Have you ever felt trapped even though you knew you were free? Have you ever said, "Nothing will change anyway," in a situation you could actually change? Have you ever chosen to stay inside when the cage door was open? University of Pennsylvania. A psychology laboratory. Dr. Martin Seligman created this feeling in dogs. And then, he found it in humans too. Its name, learned helplessness. The root of depression. Welcome to Echo Tales. I explore the darkest mechanisms of the human mind. I tell stories inspired by real psychology experiments. Today's story is about you. About why you sometimes can't move. About why you say, "It won't work anyway." If you enjoy this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. And tell me in the comments, where are you watching from? Let's begin. How many times did you try and fail? How many times did you say, "It's not worth trying anymore"? How many times did you not do something you knew you could do? Because you thought, "It won't work anyway." This isn't your fault. This is a mechanism of psychology. And in 1967, a dog experiment proved it. But this story isn't about dogs. It's about you. About me. About all of us. University of Pennsylvania. Psychology Laboratory. Dr. Martin Seligman, 25 years old, a young psychologist, working on learning theories. One question occupies him. How is fear taught to animals? Classic experiment. Give dogs a mild electric shock, then play a signal. The dog will fear the signal when it hears it. Simple. Like Pavlov's dog. But Seligman noticed something different. Completely by accident. The experiment went like this. Group 1 control group. Dogs were strapped into a special harness. Electric shock was given. But dogs could stop the shock by pressing a button on the harness. Dogs learned, "If I press the button, the pain stops. I have control." Group 2 helpless group. Same harness. Same shock. But the button didn't work. No matter what they did, the shock didn't stop. No matter how much the dog struggled, barked, pressed the button, nothing worked. The shock stopped randomly. Control was completely external. Group 3 no shock. Just strapped into the harness. No shock given. First phase complete. Seligman thought. Now the real experiment. Second day. New experimental setup. Shuttle box. A 2-compartment box. A low barrier in the middle. The dog can jump to the other side. The floor gives electric shocks. But the other side is safe. When the light turns on. Jump, escape. The light turned on. The shock started. Group 3, dogs that never received shock. Light turned on. Dog was surprised. Shock came. 2 seconds later, jumped over the barrier. Went to the safe side. Tried again. This time jumped within 1 second. Third trial, before the shock came, jumped as soon as the light turned on. It had learned. Light equals danger. Jump equals safety. Group 1, dogs that receive controllable shock. Same thing. Light turned on. Shock started. First trial took 3 to 4 seconds but jumped. Second trial faster. They learned too. I can control this. Group 2, helpless dogs. Light turned on. Shock started. The dog didn't move. It barked. It struggled. But it didn't jump. As if it couldn't even see the barrier. As if it was thinking, "There's no escape anyway." 5 seconds. 10 seconds. 15 seconds. The dog finally laid down. Accepted the shock. Seligman and his team were shocked. "Impossible," said the assistant. "The barrier is 4 inches. It can jump, but it's not jumping," said Seligman. "Why?" The experiment was repeated. Same result. Group 2 dogs mostly didn't jump. They just lay down. Accepted it. Seligman understood the dogs had learned helplessness. In the first experiment, no matter what they did, the shock didn't stop. There was no control. Their brains learned. No matter what I do, nothing changes. And now, even when they were free, even when the cage was open, they still felt helpless. This wasn't just a logical decision. It was emotional learning. A deep belief. There's no escape. Now felt like reality. Seligman noticed something else. This isn't just in dogs. It's in humans too. He talked to depression patients. They all said the same thing. I tried. It didn't work. I don't try anymore. Nothing will change anyway. I've lost control. Seligman and his team experimented with humans. Test. Participants were given unsolvable puzzles. No matter what they did, they couldn't solve them. Then, solvable puzzles were given. Result: those who failed at the first puzzle didn't even try to solve the second. They gave up immediately. They said, I can't solve it anyway. But the control group wasn't given the first puzzle. They solved the second puzzle. Seligman called this learned helplessness. Definition: when you're repeatedly in a situation you can't control, your brain learns, I am helpless. And then, even when you're free, even when you can control it, you still feel helpless. Examples in daily life. 1. Work life. I asked for a promotion 10 times. They didn't give it. I don't even ask anymore. Maybe you deserve it now, but learned helplessness is blocking you. 2. Relationships. I was always rejected. I don't try anymore. Maybe this time could be different, but your brain says, it won't work anyway. 3. Education. I was always bad at math. I don't even study anymore. Maybe you can learn now, but the past is blocking you. 4. Health. I tried dieting so many times, it didn't work. I don't try anymore. Learned helplessness isn't preventing weight loss, your belief is the obstacle. But the deepest question is this what depression is? Seligman proposed in the 1970s. Depression equals learned helplessness. You repeatedly face situations in life you couldn't control. There was violence in your family, you couldn't escape. You were bullied at school, you couldn't stop it. Someone you loved died, you couldn't bring them back. You lost your job, you couldn't prevent it. And your brain learned, I was helpless. I can't change anything. Now the cage is open, but you're still immobile. Research developed in the 1990s. Not just helplessness, but explanatory style matters too. How do you explain failure? Depression-prone people. I'm a failure. Internal. I'm always like this. Permanent. I fail at everything. Global. Depression-resistant people. This situation was difficult. External. It didn't work this time. Temporary. I struggled with this topic. Specific. Same failure, but different explanation, different outcome. So is there a way out? Yes. Seligman developed a new concept in the 1990s, learned optimism. If helplessness can be learned, control can be learned too. How? 1. Small successes, not giant goals. Small, controllable steps. Example, not lose 10 kilos, but 1 healthy meal today. 2. Change your explanatory style. I'm a failure. This situation was difficult. I can never do it. It didn't work this time. I'll try again. 3. Collect evidence. Your brain says, you're helpless. Show evidence. No, I'm not. Make a list of things you succeeded at in the past. 4. Find areas of control. You can't control everything, but you can control some things. Focus on those. One last detail about Seligman's dogs. How did they help the helpless dogs? They forced them to learn. They physically lifted the dog over the barrier, made it cross to the other side. Again and again. The dog finally understood. I can jump! I can control this! After 20 to 30 trials, the dog started jumping on its own. Helplessness was broken. The message of this story is not, just think positive, everything will be fixed. The message is, helplessness is learned. Control can be learned too. If you feel trapped right now, but the door is open, maybe you've learned helplessness. Maybe there really was no escape in the past, but there is now. Maybe you had no control back then, but you do now. Your brain is working with old information, but reality may have changed. Take a small step, then another one. Show your brain evidence. Look, I can change things. The cage is open. You just need to start looking. So what do you think? In which area of your life are you experiencing learned helplessness? Work? Relationships? Health? A hobby? Share in the comments. Maybe the first step is admitting it. And if this story touched you, don't forget to subscribe. The deepest truths of psychology are here every week. See you in the next story. Echo Tales.